We are starting on a brand new project. It is a 1982 Toyota FJ45. It's going to sit on the Roadster Shop RS4 chassis, LS3 power. Lots of metal work on this because we're adding 2 new doors in the rear on both sides. Complete paint, body, interior, all done here in-house at Classic Car Studio. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and follow along for this build. Now that we got the FJ all tore down, we sent it out to get sandblasted. Everything's coming back. It's looking a little worse than what we thought it was going to, but we'll make it happen. From here, we'll move it into the paint booth. We'll get everything epoxied, and the epoxy will be a 1 coat. That'll help seal everything up from flash rusting before we do any metal work or body work. Here we are, we're getting rolling on the FJ45 project. This is originally a 2-door vehicle that had a big long back area, bed, seating, whatever you want to call it. When we sandblasted our original body, it was Swiss cheese, so we found a place to buy all new sheet metal. So now that we have the front end on and fitting to a decent extent, the back end on, and everything's squared up and bolted down to the new Roadster Shop chassis, we're getting ready to start doing our 4-door conversion. So from where it's at right now, obviously we have a big old hole in the middle. And our wheels don't line up with the openings. So what we ended up doing from factory is the wheelbase was stretched 5 inches back in the rear to make room for the second door. So we will have to modify our wheel openings to be centered over our wheels again. And then when that's done, we actually bought a whole second set of rocker, door jamb, and doors to try to simplify our process. So we will be making the factory rocker fit in our opening, cutting down a door to make it fit into that opening, and then figuring out our floor plan. You got to make sure you have enough room for your footwell so anybody can sit in the back seat. But then you also start getting limited by the factory tubs in the back, so we'll have to end up modifying them to an extent to fit a full seat. From there, it's just a lot of cutting and fitting, measuring, figuring stuff out. We're going to go around and measure other four-door vehicles we have in the shop to try to get a consensus on what we think the footwell should be. And then from there is where we'll figure out how everything else is going to flow in the car.
We're doing all custom floors and everything on this.
Yeah, the center section will be all custom. Everything else should stay fairly factory for what it is. You're showing all my mess, Tim.
We're building the floor section here.
Yes, this floor section in the middle we will be hand making to fit how we want. We're going to probably mimic what this front factory section looks like, just for cohesion when the doors are open. Everything looks factory when we're done. Yeah, I don't know what else you want me to say.
Gotta start chopping now.
Yeah, start measuring and cutting stuff up. Make it fit what we want it to fit. Because I already had it in there, I already got a couple holes drilled. Just gotta put my screws back into my existing holes. So at this point, I got everything fitting. When it's all said and done, we'll end up trimming some more of this metal off. We're just using the extra metal now for mock-up so we can hold stuff in place. We'll end up coming in. I'll have to trim a little bit of this floor back so we can test fit our shortened door. And then in the end, this will all have a little bit beefier pillar added, so the hinges for the rear door will bolt in here and everything else. Everything right now is just for mock-up so we can get an idea of what this thing's going to look like. And if we want to make any changes from this point, it's easier now with things just screwed on versus having it all tacked on or welded on already.
What's up, Kenny? What's going on? Still got some gaps.
Oh, getting this all ready to weld in. I got everything trimmed up and looking good. I'm just double checking, making sure everything's flat, level, square, whatever I can do. I'm finding out that this portion of my bed is rolled way in at the top or way out at the bottom. At the very back, reads 90, and as I come forward, I start losing it. So I got to figure out what I need to do with that to make sure everything is true and square when the time comes. I got all this tacked in now. Before I finalize it, I want to make sure I can get everything kind of locked together and nothing moves on me or changing, because it'd be way easier if I have to cut this loose just to cut through some tacks versus having it fully welded. So I'm going to build just a small starter section of my floor here because I have to build it in pieces anyway, so it's not going to make a difference if I just make a chunk. I can tie everything together right here before I move to the other side. I'll do the same over there, and then I can just connect the dots in the middle after I'm all said and done.
That's going to help add strength to the...
Yeah, it's going to stiffen all this stuff up. Right now, the only thing holding all of this is a little wheel well on the inside right here. So I need to connect flooring here and all down through here, and it'll stiffen all this stuff up and make it way easier to final metal work and everything on all this. It won't be bouncing around so bad when I'm trying to work with it. I'm taking all this height out of it. This piece will now be down on that flat when I'm done.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more build videos like this, help us out by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. And it's a little thing to do, but don't forget to turn on those notifications. If you want to buy merch, go to store.classiccarstudio.com. See you next time.